Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? As usual, as we start streaming, we're going to just check that we are indeed live. Everything's audible. That is a comprehensive yes-a-roo on that one. Let me just shut up for a second there, Aaron. So, hello guys, how are you getting on? My name's Aaron Kelly and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict here today. The last verdict before the first international break of the season. I'm thinking I might go live on TikTok for a few minutes as well, just to kind of promote the fuck out of this. So bear with, and if you do put in a chat into the YouTube chat, I won't see it for a few minutes if that's alright. Live. There we go. Hang on. Let me just. Oh, you bitch! Dropped the phone. Dropped it all. Ruined it all. The verdict. Let me just go live on TikTok as well, just for the shits, just because why not? Oh god. All right, there we go, live on TikTok as well. So hopefully that doesn't fuck me up. But yeah, like I said, welcome back to the Premier League Verdict, everyone. The fourth verdict of the season, the last one before the international break. And, yeah, another not great week for my club, Chelsea, which is to be expected. But once again, what we've got is our live verdict graphic up in front of us with our green, yellow and red box. So if you are in the chat and you feel like throwing in your thoughts on who should go in what box this week, yeah, throw that in and... yeah, happy days there. So obviously our green box is for our performance of the week. Our yellow box is for our wow shocking moment of the week. There was a few of them this week in fairness. And then we've got our stinker of the week as well. I wonder who it's going to be this week. Yeah. Shock horror. Incoming. That's all I'll say. So if you're in the chat on YouTube and on TikTok or wherever the fuck you are, like the video. If you feel like being extra sound today. Anyway. I think we'll just get straight into it. I think we'll just go straight into our green box for match week 4. And it's kind of hard to not give the green box to these 3 gentlemen that will be sharing the box today. We've got Son Heung-min. We've got Evan Ferguson. And we've got the robot, Erling Haaland. Of course he's in there once again. Hello to all the people in the TikTok chat. If you want to head over to YouTube, link in profile. I will be going off live here in a few minutes. I won't be staying on too long because I am currently live on YouTube as well. So if you want, head over to YouTube and I'll see you over there in a couple of minutes. Yes, these 3 gentlemen. With the sharing the green box this week, I could barely fit them in this week, but they're in there, and they're loving life. It's fair to say. We'll start off with Son, who got a hat-trick for Tottenham against Burnley, and obviously someone had to kind of pick up the mantle after Harry Kane, didn't they? And it was going to be a question of who it was going to be. It's very much impossible, I think, to actually replace Harry Kane. But Son stepping up to the mark and bagging himself 3 brilliant goals for Tottenham the weekend against a Burnley side who have admittedly had, really tough luck in terms of, the teams they've come up against so far this season. But another damaging defeat for them the weekend. But Son bagged himself a hattie, and I'm afraid of Tottenham. This is weird. I don't like being afraid of Tottenham. I very rarely am afraid of Tottenham. But my God, Tottenham are looking good under Postecoglou. And they're shocking me. They really are. And that's nothing to do with Postecoglou as a manager. I actually think he's a fantastic manager, to be honest with you. But I didn't think he had the minerals for the Premier League, especially with like a big side. Like Tottenham are traditionally a big six side, I guess, as well. But he did such good work at Celtic. But my thinking behind that was it's very hard to be Celtic manager and not do well with Celtic, i.e. winning the league every year and winning it by an absolute street. But he's come into Tottenham and he has pretty much set the ground running straight away. Like, it's unbelievable. Just a reminder once again to all the people in the TikTok chat, if you want to head over to YouTube, I am currently live on YouTube. I'll be going off here in about 3 or 4 minutes. So, go on over there if you feel like it. So, shout out to all the people that are joining. That is huge from you lot. But yeah, Son scored a hattie. Tottenham look good. I don't know what the expectation is going to be for Tottenham this season. I find it very hard to compliment Tottenham, but I have to give credit where it's due. Brilliant performance again, and a brilliant victory as well. Be interesting to see if a top 4 push is on for them. Something that I didn't really expect to see from Tottenham this season, I can't lie, especially with the departure of a certain Harry Kane. Evan Ferguson. Boys and girls, we have a fucking player on our hands here in Evan Ferguson. He is simply incredible. 3 goals. Brighton beat Newcastle. Brighton batter Newcastle at the King Power on Saturday evening. And it's not a great start to the season from Newcastle. Again, similar to Burnley, like I was saying in the last box. Not a great start to the season for Newcastle in terms of the teams they've had to play. They've had to play City already, they've had to play Liverpool already, Brighton. But they looked second best, despite going... did they go 1-0 up in the game? I can't quite remember. But, holy fuck. Evan Ferguson, man. 18 years of age. Get this in your head right now. This kid is 18 years old. And this is the one reason why I'm somewhat not incredibly disappointed to see the international break come, because I get to watch Evan Ferguson and support Evan Ferguson. Not that I don't support him anyway, because, you know, I am a Chelsea fan. I'm not a Brighton fan. But he plays for my team. He plays for my team now for the next couple of weeks. And that is something that brings me a lot of joy. 3 fantastic goals. Like, really, really good goals. And the second one in particular, outside of the box, just showing that the lad clearly has it all. And for such a young lad, he's such a unit, and he's got everything. He's got all the attributes to be a top-class centre-forward. Like, I think I said it, I was on a podcast a couple of months ago, not my own podcast. By the way, there is a Shy Talk podcast going out later on this evening. If you want to, subscribe to that as well. So you can not miss out on that. It's a humdinger, it's a good one. But, yeah. I said it on a podcast a couple of months ago. This boy looks like he's got everything. He looks like he's got the attitude, he's got the application, but in terms of his physical attributes, he's got everything to be a top class centre forward, and I absolutely have no doubt about that. What we'll do is we'll finish off the green box, and then I'm going to go offline here on TikTok, and I'm going to head back over to the YouTube chat and see if we have anyone. But thank you for everyone that's joined us here on TikTok this morning. Appreciate that. Going live at 11 o'clock in the morning probably isn't the best idea, but game's a game, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Evan Ferguson, take a bow. I'm actually going to the Holland game, the Ireland-Holland game. Is it next Sunday? Fucking is. It's next Sunday. Man, I'm looking forward to that. I always enjoy going to see the Ireland games, even when they're fucking playing shite, which they quite often are. Yeah, we'll finish off our green box. We've got Erling Haaland in there. Again, another hat-trick. He's a robot. City won 5-1 against Fulham. He got 3 of them. This man can't be stopped. Like, this man straight up cannot be stopped. He's a straight up fucking menace. And he helped Man City to a victory. There was definitely question marks over, I think it was Ake's goal. And that was the goal that kind of changed the tide of the game. And especially when you're mentally going to be up against it against Man City anyway, because, you know, they're always going to have the ball. There's very little times you're going to have it against them. Yeah, I could see how that would have been a big obstacle for them to kind of overcome. But they didn't. Haaland got 3. There's not an awful lot else I can say about Erling Haaland that hasn't already been said. Like, he is just a fucking phenomenon. He's a robot. And he can't be stopped. But, yeah. There's our green box. Our 3 men in there. Our 3 hat-trick heroes. I think there was a record that could have been set of the most Premier League hat-tricks scored in a Premier League weekend. I think 3 is the record, maybe. And 4 would have been a new record if someone had managed to get it. But they didn't, to be fair. If you're looking at the YouTube live stream at the minute, I don't think I would have fit anyone else in that fucking green box. It's looking fairly crowded in there. So, I'm now going to go off the TikTok live. So thank you everyone that joined us on there. If you want, you can head over to YouTube where we are still live. And we'll be live probably for the next 20 minutes, half an hour. So, hopefully see you there. Alright, bye. Bye now. See you now. Bye. Nice. So what we'll do is we will Yeah, we're live for 10 minutes there. Let's just X out of that, and I'll get myself back into the YouTube live stream. So we can see if we've got anyone in the chat. Again, I'm not really expecting anyone because, like I said on TikTok, there it's a fairly tough time on a Monday morning. So we got Brendan. I feel ill hearing all the Spurs lovey-dovey BS. Listen, man, you gotta give credit where it's due. I hate Tottenham as well. I fucking hate Tottenham. But you gotta give credit where it's due. You know, it's not like my team are deserving of any credit at the minute either. Robbie Crow, what's the crack, man? What a weekend. Green has to be from McGurson. Yeah, man, unbelievable. I was on commentary for the Longford Town game the weekend. What a night. I'm good, currently kicking the ball. Listen to you, man. There's no better way to spend your Monday morning. It is Monday, isn't it? Yeah, no better way to spend your Monday morning. So if you feel like liking the stream, then do that. That would help me out an awful lot. Yeah, anyway. We'll get back into the meat and potatoes of what this series is. We're going to go into our yellow box. And this game was incredible. Prime Barclays right here. Arsenal and Manchester United playing out a thrilling 3-1 game. It was especially, I think it was the ending of this game that was like prime Barclays. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean when I say prime Barclays. You all know what I mean. What an incredible game of football. You know what I'm saying? The ending, man. The ending was incredible. Like, so many mad decisions. Which, can I just say something, alright? On the record, because we are live, Sky Sports need to stop giving Mike Dean airtime. I'm going to say it now. I don't care if you find him entertaining if you found him entertaining when he was a referee on the pitch. I did as well. However, he's a plum. And I don't know why we're giving plums like this airtime. I don't understand it. Having him on co-coms with Gary Neville yesterday was fucking horrendous. Hated it. However, it didn't spoil my enjoyment of this match. I was always kind of thinking to myself, Chelsea lost against Forest, which we'll get into that a little bit later on. However, it didn't spoil my enjoyment of this game. This was a really, really good game of football. Arsenal fully deserved the win, in fairness. United looked like they'd snatched it. There was so many back and forths. There was penalty decisions. There was offsides. It had it all. It really did. And it really did have the feel of a real old school Premier League match between two massive clubs. So Arsenal obviously won it 3-1, but United took the lead through a brilliant Marcus Rashford goal. And it was very much against the run of play. Brilliant pass by Eriksen down the channel. Rashford is always going to have that pace to get in behind. He's always going to look to tuck in onto that right foot as well and bend it into the far top corner. And that is exactly what he did to give Manchester United the lead. But only a couple of minutes later, really. And it was Martin Odegaard who equalised for Arsenal. And it was a really well-worked goal as well. Not great defending from Man United, admittedly, but Martinelli gets in on the left-hand side. Wan-Bissaka, I think, overall had a pretty decent game on Martinelli, but couldn't stop him on this occasion. Pulls it across the box, and there, arriving in the box, is the Arsenal skipper, Martin Odegaard, to smash it home and make it 1-1 on the day. And there was a bit of controversy then just after half-time involving a Kai Havertz penalty incident. And I thought this was a stone water at the time, and the more I looked at it, the more I thought, is there enough contact? I think there is, actually. I actually thought there was enough contact, and I thought, honestly, Arsenal were robbed of a penalty in the game. I really did. And this is the shite I'm talking about with Mike Dean, right? He made a call, right? First of all, agreeing with Anthony Taylor for giving the penalty, and then once it goes to fucking VAR, and they look at it, all of a sudden he's like, not sure actually. You know, on second thought, I'm going to agree with the decision that's now been made. Like, it's a fucking pointless exercise having him in there. It's the same with your man Peter Walton on BT. Like, they say, we're going to get Peter Walton in on this, and he comes in and just fucking agrees with what everyone else says. So what's the point in having him there? Like, he never has his own opinion. Even if, like, you know, the opposite decision is the right decision, he'll still just agree with whatever the referees have said because they're his mates. Still not over that Mike Dean comment, by the way. Still not fucking over it. But anyway, I digress. The penalty wasn't given. And it could have been very easy for Arsenal to drop the heads after that. But Arsenal last season were a side that came very close to winning the league. As Brendan in the chat with his Arsenal crest as his profile picture will be able to tell us. Arsenal came very close to winning the league. And it could have been very easy for them to mentally drop off after last season. But the way they go on to win this game shows the mental grit and determination that this Arsenal team has. Like, they are an incredible football team. And I said it about Tottenham. I hate having to give plaudits to the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal. But I've got to give credit where it's due. I'm fair, lads. I got to give credit where it's due. Arsenal have a set of bollocks on them. I'm going to say it. They show up when it matters and staying in the game right up until the end, where they get that goal through Declan Rice, is down to the mental strength of the team. Never pen on Saturday. Ref didn't give it. Yeah, crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Man, I might start making like League of Ireland verdicts. Like, honestly, such fucking entertaining stuff, and everyone loves it. I love the League of Ireland recreation series, and we have another episode that has to be recorded for August now coming up. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But Declan Rice scores in the 96th minute. But before that, Manchester United have a goal ruled out against Alejandro Garnacho for an offside. And I'm still a little bit on the fence about this one. And the reason being is we only really got to see one angle, and it wasn't even like a straight on angle. I was thinking, like, this is going to look so stupid, but Gabriel is, like, in line with Garnacho, and he's, like, pulled his body back like that to try and play him offside. And I thought he'd fucked it up initially. I really thought he'd fucked it up. Please do. Do you know what? Like, I'd love to make on a match day at Longford Town. Here's an idea for you. On a match day at Longford Town, just have me going around with me camera and me fucking microphone, and just going around interviewing random fans. I think that'd be sick. I think that'd be sick content, and something that not an awful lot of League of Ireland clubs are doing, period, let alone even the Premier Division. You know? I reckon that could be a great idea. But it's a very touch and go offside, and Ten Hag was very critical. I thought as well, at the time of the Rice goal, I thought Johnny Evans had been dragged by Gabriel, I think it was, to nearly pull him out of the way, which allows the little gap for Rice to squeeze a shot through. But I don't know. I looked at the Johnny Evans one and I thought, definitely a foul. But looking back at that one was definitely much of a muchness. I think they were both kind of dragging each other. And the shot in the end from Declan Rice takes a massive nick off Johnny Evans on the way through, which makes it difficult for Onana. But I think a top-class keeper saves it. That's going to sound very harsh. But I think a top-class keeper saves that Declan Rice shot. I really do. And obviously the deflection doesn't help his cause. But, you know, his reactions were really, really poor. Really, really poor. And then, to round off the game with United chasing it, the ball is booted clear. Gabriel Jesus finds himself one-on-one with Diogo Dalot, sends him to the shops and buries it past Onana to wrap up a massive 3-1 victory for Arsenal, and to give them, 10 points out of a possible 12 now or something like that. I think there's 4 teams on 10 points, with Man City the only team so far with a 100% record in the league. Shock horror there. Well, I digress. I'd be down for that. Good stuff, Robbie. I mean, say it to some of your mates in Section O. I know a few of them down there would definitely be up for that kind of interview format. I think that would be sick, man. I think that would be really, really sick. And it's an area of content that I don't think has really been tapped into. And, you know, if you're looking for a man to do it, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just a real good classic Barclays feel to this game. I loved it. I really did. Yeah, fantastic game of football. And Man United, despite only being 2 points ahead of Chelsea in the table, 6 points so far from a possible 12, not a great return at all. There's definitely positives to take out of that game, but they still look a long, long way off being where they want to be. And where Man United want to be is competing for titles, is for being in a title race, and they're so far off that at the minute. It's incredible. It really is. I think now is a good time for United to go into the international break and try and reevaluate things, because it's not been a great start to the season for them. It really hasn't. But this was not an awful performance. And I think on another day, United could easily get a point or even 3 out of this. Because the Garnacho one is touch and go. And even the Rashford goal was breakaway. And that was the way they played in this game. And it very nearly worked for them. It very nearly did. But the slightest of margins, and Arsenal end up winning 3-1. And it looks very, very comprehensive. Does this mean that I think Arsenal can still challenge for the title? Potentially. Do I think they're going to win the title? No. I said this in my predictions. I don't see anyone coming close to Man City this year. You know? Liverpool very good the weekend. And I think Liverpool deserve a lot of credit for the way they've replaced players that have gone. Henderson's gone. Fabinho's gone. Milner, Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Thiago may as well be gone because he's out injured all the time. You bring in Alexis McAllister. You bring in what's his name? Endo. You bring in Dominic Szoboszlai, who scored a fantastic goal the weekend. Definitely one for September Recreations, I think that. And you bring in what's his name? Ryan Gravenberch as well. I know Liverpool fans give out about FSG. That sounds like fucking good business to me. And I do think, I said it in my predictions, with not an awful lot of evidence to go off, but I think Arsenal and Liverpool will probably be the closest to challenging Manchester City for the title this season, for sure. Longford should be a cam in front of Section O. That'd be sick, man. Section O was so good the other night. If I wasn't on commentary, I probably would have been down there. West Ham did do very well to replace Declan Rice, and that's another thing. Declan Rice is a brilliant signing for Arsenal, but West Ham don't look like they miss him at all. I think they're the only other side that have 10 points so far. They beat Luton the other night in the very first Premier League game at Kenilworth Road. Luton look fucking shit, man. They look dusted. But anyway, that was that. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Incredible game of football, and a great advertisement for the league. I think you could say it was a great game of football, and especially that ending was ridiculous. Like the adrenaline in that ending to that game was outrageous. It was rocking. It certainly was. Stinker of the week. Oh. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. Yet another pathetic Chelsea FC performance. And you could definitely make the argument that I'm being a bit harsh. It's my club. I'm going to be that extra bit harsh. You could have given it. I'm looking at the results here. Burnley lose again. You could have given it Fulham. You could have given it Newcastle for losing again. But I just think, Chelsea are making themselves look like absolute knobheads by being as shit as they are. You know what I'm saying? We're making ourselves look like absolute dog war, because that's what we are. That is what we are. Another shocking performance and shocking result. A 1-0 defeat at home to Nottingham Forest. These are games we shouldn't be fucking losing, man. These are games Chelsea FC, Chelsea Football Club, should not be losing. And I will say, credit to Forest. They didn't even have the fucking 7 or 8 signings that they made on deadline day. They weren't eligible. They couldn't play. And yet, Chelsea present them with one clear-cut opportunity, and Anthony Elanga, who's not scored for something like 40-odd games in the Premier League, scores here. Because fucking of course he does. We're a charity club. We give these players and these teams chances to beat us. And they nearly always do. The state of that goal was absolutely shambolic. Nothing short of it. Terrible defending from start to finish. There was a couple of times in the first half where I looked at Caicedo and I thought, he's playing well. He's doing quite well here, Caicedo. And he was. You know? Some of the passes he was playing, some of the blocks he was making, the interceptions. I'm looking at him going, this is the player we signed. But I don't know what happened at half time, but he's come out for that second half in fucking Sleepy Land. He wasn't with it at all. He plays either a really bad touch or a really shit pass to Conor Gallagher. It's intercepted. One straight ball through by Anwanyig actually goes through the legs of Thiago Silva. Because Thiago Silva's pushed on, Disasi, Levi Colwill, the gap between them is fucking massive. And Alanga has just gone straight through the middle of them. Colwill trying to run. I've seen someone on Twitter say that Levi Colwill trying to run is like HS Tiki-Taki. Are we joking? Like, are we taking the fucking piss here? Like, fuck, man. Newcastle are going to be done in the Champions League. I think so too, mate. I mentioned last week about their lack of squad depth. I think that's going to really hurt them. 1 week till welcome to Wrexham Season 3. That's right, mate. Exciting times. Exciting times. One thing that isn't exciting is Chelsea Football Club, man. No excitement around here. Just pain and misery. Nothing short of it. Danny is typing, so I'm intrigued to see what he says here. It's something entertaining. I'll share it with the stream. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. He's still typing. Yeah, need phone off this. I've lost my trail of thought. While Danny is typing, if it's going to be something entertaining, that would be great. Danny. Okay, I thought he was watching The Verdict. I thought he was watching The Verdict. He's not. He was asking me about something else. And get back into the streams. I'm going to see a chat. Yeah. Bad stuff from the Chelsea. And I questioned this on my TikTok, right? I've actually gone back to making reactions to the games directly after the games over on TikTok. So if you want to go and have a look at them, you can. Pochettino, right? I think Pochettino's a good manager. I did like the appointment. I know a lot of people call him a specialist in failure, and looking at his record, it's kind of hard to argue with that. But I do think his man management and the way he can set up a team to play and develop young players is something that I was really looking forward to seeing him do at Chelsea, and still am looking forward to seeing him do at Chelsea. But riddle me this, right? Why do, in pre-season, do we play one way, and then Christopher Nkunku gets injured, right, at the start of the season, and he just changes it up completely? Why? I don't understand. Hang on a sec. Just how unprofessional of me. Like, it definitely makes me question a lot about him. You know? Playing 5 at the back against Nottingham Forest. Playing conservative football against Nottingham Forest. Again, no disrespect to Nottingham Forest. They did brilliantly to stay up last season. I like the business they've done. I like Steve Cooper. I actually like Nottingham Forest as a club. Why? Danny says, greetings to Verdict viewers. The Reds are back. Yeah. Why does that warrant him? Why does he change up the formation? Like, and according to Thiago Silva, now Thiago Silva is a club legend in my eyes. He's just getting old, and that's just what happens, unfortunately, to players. Everyone goes through it. Happens to the best of them. Thiago Silva said after the game in like an Instagram comment that if you look at the game, we're actually playing with 4 at the back. So that means that Levi Colwood's actually playing left back. Chilwell is playing left wing. When we have a player who, whatever you think of Mikhailo Mudryk, we signed back in January for nearly 100 fucking million, and he's just sitting on the bench. Like, the only way he's going to get better and play himself into form is by playing. Why are we playing Chilwell at left back? Play Chilwell, or left wing. Why are we play Chilwell at left back? His position? Like, Thiago Silva's pushing 40. He's not going to be able to play every game anymore. He's not, and that's just the long and short of it. I'll watch all this later, but for now, up the title chasing Reds. Well, there you go, Danny. That's from Danny in the chat. Thank you for that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, Chilwell's not even playing well. I'd love to see Ian Maatsen get a run, especially considering he's now staying at the club. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't look like he's getting in anytime soon. Chelsea have a horrible run of games, by the way. Horrible run of games. And the international break now is a chance for Poch to go away and kind of reevaluate everything. We've got Bournemouth coming up away after the international break, right? Following that, we've got Villa, Fulham, Burnley before the shit starts, right? Chelsea's run of games, I was only looking at this last night, Chelsea's run of games between the end of October and the start of December, a time of the season where things usually go tits up for us anyway, is abysmal. It's bad. So we've got to get as many points against Bournemouth, Villa, Fulham and Burnley as possible. We've got to be winning all of those games to have any chance of doing anything. What is anything this season? Who knows? Who knows? We look so lost. We look so fucking lost. It's supposed to be a new season, a chance to reinvent ourselves. But we're still in 12th. Incredible. So, speaking of that run of games, between the end of October and the start of December, Arsenal at home defeat. So tell me how many points we get out of this, right? I'll run through them with you, and you can tell me how many points you reckon we get. Arsenal at home, Brentford at home, Tottenham away, Manchester City at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home. These are all in a row, by the way. All in a row. That run of games ends then on Wednesday, December 6th, with a trip to Old Trafford to face Manchester United. What? We could be in the relegation zone by then. Low key. We could be in the fucking relegation zone by the time we finish that run of games. At Christmas. And then it's ropes. It is ropes. So once again, I ask you this. Who do you think deserves to go into that box ahead of Chelsea? No one. We are one of the worst teams in the league. Still. And call me reactionary, call me whatever you like. We don't know how to put the fucking ball in the back of the net. And we're also incompetent defensively. Robert Sanchez. For that goal. Robbie reckons we'll get 9 points out of that. I don't know, lad. I actually don't know. It's got to be 9 points, definitely, against the Villas, Bournemouths. No, is that a run of 4 games before that shit run? I'm not entirely sure. it's such an L. It's such an L. It's such an L. We're fucked, man. We're so fucked. Robert Sanchez for that goal. My internet is faster than that. And that's fucking saying something. Why is he dived so slow to try and get down to that shot? Alanga's past it. Alanga... It's nearly like Alanga didn't want to score. Like he felt bad. Incredible. Incredible scenes! And then, the less said about that Nicholas Jackson miss, man, the fucking better. Holy shit, man. Oh, it's an L, man. It's a humongous L. And you'd have to ask the question, when's it gonna end, Robbie? When's it gonna end? Well, I know I'm not actually talking to Robbie in the chat. I'm talking about Robbie. Like, when is it gonna end, Robbie? We all know that. I don't know. Because I would have looked at these first few games of the season. West Ham, Luton, and now this one against Forest, and said that should be 9 points. That should be 9 points, but it isn't. We've only beaten Luton, drew with Liverpool, lost the other two. I don't see an end in sight, man. I don't see an end in sight. Anyway, we're going to end the stream there, I think. So if you have any thoughts, I know a lot of you will probably be watching this after the fact. If you have any thoughts on the box, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the stream, or it'll be a video for the majority of you watching this because it'll be after the fact. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Lots of videos coming. We've actually got a Goal Recreations episode and a Crinkle Bottoms Crusaders episode coming before the end of the week as well, so keep an eye out for that. And the podcast out tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. All the best.